Everywhere you look, there's a new NAD plus booster promising to reverse aging. But what do the real human data say, and what do I, as a physician, actually tell my patients when they ask me about them? I'm Dr. E.I. Williams, a board-certified physician and scientist. Today, we're diving into the science, the risks, and whether NAD supplementation might make sense medically for you. Let's start with why NAD is such a big deal. NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, is a coenzyme present in every cell. It's essential for multiple core processes: energy production, DNA repair, and regulating cellular stress resilience. As we age, NAD levels naturally decline, and this has sparked tremendous excitement. The idea is simple. If we can boost NAD, maybe we can support healthier aging, perhaps even extend health span. But here's the catch. Just because something is popular doesn't mean it's a magic bullet. Declining NAD doesn't mean it's the root of every age-related disease, and raising NAD may not automatically reverse aging. That's why it's worth a deeper look, what the human data really show, where the gaps remain, and how I counsel patients in real life. Now, when people talk about boosting NAD, they usually don't mean taking NAD itself, as that's not very bioavailable. Instead, most supplements used to boost NAD in the body are its precursors. That is, molecules your body can use to rebuild NAD. The two big players in this case are nicotinamide mononucleotide, NMN, and nicotinamide riboside, NR. Here's a simplified metabolic picture. NR and NMN feed into what's known as the salvage pathway in cells, where they're converted into NAD. While their chemistry is slightly different, both aim to raise NAD pools inside the cells. So what does the science actually say in humans, not just mice? There was a 2023 review article summarizing clinical trials of NAD precursor supplementation, mainly NMN and NR. The bottom line, NMN and NR supplements appear to be safe and tolerable, and they do raise NAD or related metabolites in humans. Now, take NMN, for example. In one randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial, 80 healthy middle-aged adults, ages approximately 40 to 65, received 300, 600, or 900 milligrams of oral NMN daily for 60 days. All treated groups showed significant increases in blood NAD, and the 600 milligrams and 900 milligrams doses had the biggest rises. Importantly, in that same trial, participants did a 6-minute walking test. The NMN groups walked farther than placebo, suggesting a hint of functional benefit, though metabolic markers like insulin resistance didn't significantly improve. Another human trial tested a higher dose, 1,250 milligrams NMN given daily for 4 weeks in healthy adults. They found it was well tolerated with no major safety signals. In a longer 8-week open-label study of middle-aged Japanese men, 125 milligrams NMN daily, NAD levels in blood cells went up, and there was even a modest benefit on insulin after a glucose challenge in some participants. But here's where things get more complicated. Despite the promise, the science has real limitations, and it's important my patients understand them. First, many of the human trials are quite small, sample sizes often under 50 participants. That makes it hard to draw definitive conclusions, especially about long-term effects or rare risks. Second, most of these studies are short. Interventions often last only a few weeks to a couple of months. That's not the same as lifelong supplement use, which some people may be hoping for. Third, raising NAD biochemically doesn't always translate into robust functional benefits. While some walking tests improved, not all metabolic or strength measures changed meaningfully. And in certain long-term or disease populations, benefits remain speculative. Fourth, long-term safety is very much unknown. There's no large-scale, decades-long study in humans using NMN or NR supplements like we would do in drug development. Fifth, supplement quality control is a concern. Not all over-the-counter products are created equal. Purity, bioavailability, and even mislabeling have been raised as potential issues in NMN and NR supplements. Finally, there's a theoretical risk. Because NAD supports cell repair and survival, some have raised concerns about whether boosting NAD long-term could fuel tumor cell growth. Animal and cell studies suggest a context-specific risk in humans. The data is not conclusive, but the question warrants cautious consideration. As a doctor, here's what I weigh when a patient brings me NAD boosters, such as NMN or NR. Drug interactions. We don't yet fully understand how NMN or NR might interact with prescription medications. For example, in someone on chemotherapy or other cell cycle modulating drugs, giving a precursor such as NMN or NR that supports cellular repair could theoretically pose risks, though this remains speculative. Cancer risk. As I mentioned, the theoretical concern is that elevated NAD may support tumor growth. While no large human cancer trials confirm this, reviews in the literature highlight it as a consideration. Regulatory issues. Many NAD precursors, NMN and NR, are sold as supplements, not drugs. That means they're not regulated to the same standard by the FDA. Variability in product quality matters. I always recommend third-party tested products if patients decide to use them. Cost-benefit balance. For most healthy adults, the foundational ways to support NAD might not be a pill. Sleep, diet, exercise, stress management. These lifestyle factors are proven and safer. Infusion NAD clinics. I caution strongly against jumping into NAD infusion therapies just because they're flashy. Some clinics offer expensive NAD infusions with little rigorous data backing their efficacy, and in some cases without adequate monitoring. There are safety and ethical concerns around how these are marketed. See recent investigations in The Guardian. Check out the reference in the description section. So given all that, what do I tell my patients practically? First, optimize lifestyle. Before thinking about a supplement, let's focus on tangible, proven strategies. Prioritize sleep, eat a balanced diet, exercise regularly, and manage stress. These support NAD naturally and come with a huge return on investment. If a patient is interested in NAD precursors after that, we discuss it seriously but cautiously. I guide them toward third-party tested NMN or NR supplements from reputable sources. We talk about starting with modest dosing, ideally under medical supervision and possibly monitoring lab values or symptoms. I also set realistic expectations. NAD boosters are not a guaranteed anti-aging pill. They're experimental in many ways. We review the potential risks, the unknowns, and the financial cost. If they decide to proceed, I favor research-grade or clinical-grade products when possible. This ensures higher purity and traceability. Throughout, I emphasize follow-up. We'll check in on how they feel, any side effects, and we'll reevaluate if the benefits justify continuing. From where I sit, both as a physician and a scientist, NAD precursors such as NMN and NR are among the most promising longevity strategies we currently have. The ability to biochemically support our cells' repair machinery is powerful, but they are not magic. We don't yet have large, long-term, robust clinical trials showing that taking NMN or NR for years improves lifespan or prevents major diseases. At the same time, I see real potential. For some patients, especially those who are health literate, risk-aware, and financially able, A course of NAD booster use under medical supervision can be reasonable, but it should never replace foundational health strategies. I also want to be transparent. Part of me, the researcher side, is excited, but the clinician side is cautious and we need more data. I'd personally love to see large-scale randomized trials in diverse populations with long follow-up. Until then, I lean toward prudence, not hype. Let me tell you about a patient of mine, not by name, but by story. A 58-year-old woman, healthy, active, but very curious. She'd read about NMN and asked whether she should start. She sleeps reasonably well, exercises, and eats well. We talked through the data, the trials, the benefits, the limitations. She understood that the evidence is promising but incomplete. We decided on a conservative approach. She tried 300 milligrams per day of a third-party tested NMN. With close follow-up, over 2 months she tolerated it well, reported no side effects, and had a mild increase in her energy levels. But we also agreed she will not view it as a panacea. We'll reevaluate after 4 to 6 months and we'll monitor labs. Because medicine is not wishful thinking, it's balance, data, and careful judgment. Here is a quick disclaimer. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Now beware that NAD boosters are not FDA approved as anti-aging drugs. If you're considering taking NMN, NR, or any supplement, especially if you're on prescription medications or have health conditions, talk to your physician first. Personalized medical supervision is essential, and the use of any supplement should be tailored to your individual risks, needs, and goals. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit subscribe for more evidence-based health insights from a physician scientist. In future videos, I'll dive into other groundbreaking yet controversial topics, like intermittent fasting, calorie restriction, and lifestyle changes that may hold the key to age reversal and longevity. Until next time, stay curious and stay healthy.